Welcome to Blynd Submyshynz, where DIY bands submit songs for us to listen to and react to blind. Every week, we'll bring a guest from the underground music, arts, or entertainment scene to help you sort through mountains of new music. We go in blind so you don't have to. Blynd Submyshynz.
Blynd Submyshynz!
Hey everybody,
Welcome back.
to Blynd Submyshynz. And I had to look you in the eye while I did that, Andy, and it was very embarrassing.
We're getting crazy again. We're doing an intro with the guest.
I'm not judging. I'm not judging.
You people, you're familiar with us. You know what bullshit we're up to. I just threatened to force Andy to watch a mountain biking video, but I think we're going to not do that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, how you been?
I've been fucking decent, man.
Yeah?
Things have been pretty tasty around here lately.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We just got a couple weeks ago. We just did those 2 shows with Yob, and
Right.
those were fucking amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, we played Boise, and that was the first out of town show. That's the first show I played outside of Salt Lake since 2020, since March 2020.
That's crazy.
Wow, yeah. We got connections in Boise. My one of my best friends from high school and bandmates moved out there, and his son is tearing it up playing drums for a band called Texas Ketamine that's all over the sort of death metal scene in Boise.
I've heard of that. I've heard of that. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good to hear because they've only been a band for like 3 months and they've fucking hit it hard.
I mean, maybe just like the word ketamine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they've
band
done a few
titles
shows
before.
in Salt Lake recently.
Maybe it's just the ketamine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like maybe it's the ketamine talking, but I
It's
feel
the
like
ketamine
I've
talking.
heard their name before. Yeah, anyway,
I told him to submit for Crucial Fest. I gave him contact information and he's on top of that shit. So
Yeah.
it's good. He's a good kid in there.
That's right.
Kicking ass.
Was that was the first Otolith show, right?
yeah,
Crucial Fest.
Crucial Fest?
yeah.
So how's it going playing as this new entity?
I love it so much.
You love it?
Yeah, I just wish that our fucking record would come out.
Who's putting it out?
It's on Blues Funeral.
Yeah, Jad's
Oh, right.
doing it.
Jad.
Jad. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm not blaming him, but but the way that it's set up is he's putting out our full length, but he's putting out a thing called part of that post wax.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are
the
you
second
guys
one.
familiar with that?
Very familiar.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, as you know, like we can't release our record until the people who pay extra for post wax get their record
Gotcha.
first, right? Otherwise,
Gotcha.
what are they paying for? Nothing
Right.
special.
Yeah.
I mean, there's an extra track on the post wax version versus the regular version, but we can't release it until the vinyl is out.
Oh shit.
Gotcha.
And also, as you well know, the
Vinyl
vinyl
is backed
industry
up.
is just fucky right now.
And
I mean,
getting worse.
We finished the record over a year ago.
Oh, my God.
It's submitted, like mastered, done, everything, and we're just waiting on the fucking. I don't know. Hopefully, we're next in line to.
Yeah, I don't know who.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
crazy.
actually know who he uses to press stuff, but I think he's one of.
I'm
the
not
people-
sure.
But I think it's in the Czech Republic somewhere. So hopefully, war.
think it is.
Now war is going to fuck everything up in Eastern Europe, and
Oh,
it's just
I
gonna-
didn't consider that. Thanks.
Yeah.
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 There's that, too.
there's also that.
There's my hope.
Yeah, I'm the hope killer.
Oh, jeez.
Might have to start a new band and put out a
No,
new
I'm pretty
record.
sure he switched to God of Groove and they press in the U.S.
Oh, that'd be good.
I don't know
No,
that.
I don't know.
I talked to him about it because that's
Yeah.
who does
Yeah,
the wax made.
Yeah, I'm not blaming him. I'm not mad at him or anything like that. But just like this very unique scenario means
Yeah.
that we can't put out a fucking record.
Yeah. Did JJ come and like interview you guys and do the like detailed
Yeah.
liner notes? The
Yeah,
liner notes?
he did the liner notes, and interviewed us and all that. Yeah, JJ's definitely, and JJ's always been very, very kind to me.
Yeah.
Me personally, because he was a big supporter of a band I used to be in called Iota,
Mhm.
and he was a super supporter of Sub Rosa. So
yeah, he was that for sure.
He's always been very, very kind to me.
Yeah.
I don't think we talked about Otolith at all the last time you were on. So for people that don't know,
Yeah, Jad slapped us for that.
correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, Jad just slapped us for that. It's Sub Rosa minus Rebecca, right? Or is there anybody else new or old?
Okay, so minus Rebecca, switch Levi from bass to guitar.
Okay.
And then we got Matt Brotherton on bass. He also plays bass in Visigoth.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So same number of people, just some movement.
Yeah, same number of people.
One
Just
addition.
like we just play some musical chairs a little bit, you know. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
But I'm still the drummer. Kim and Sarah are both, you know, the violin and vocals.
Oh, you guys should switch.
Yeah, I'd heard that you and Sarah were going to switch. No, I'm kidding.
That would be a terrible look.
Yeah.
You can't play the electric violin?
Yeah.
No.
Here's to no one giving a shit anymore.
You should do it at practice once. Just everybody change seats and see what comes out.
Just see what happens.
It's one of my biggest pet peeves, actually.
Really?
Is, like, you know, like jam bands,
Yeah.
and they're like switch instruments because the bass player wrote the song, and so like he, you know, switches over to guitar. Like, yeah.
Just do your job.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, if you do more than one job, fine. But you don't got to show everybody that, oh, we can all play everything.
Yeah, you know, there is exceptions to the rule, like the band Failure. There's songs that Ken will play bass on, and the bass player will play like keyboards or something like that. But I give them a slight pass, just because I love their band so much, so they get away with it. But and the other was like Tortoise, that band Tortoise.
Oh, yeah.
Old Chicago band.
Yeah, that's old school.
Way back. Yeah, they would like switch around because like they would have multiple like xylophones and things like that, so people would often switch instruments for that. But
bands with
Xylophones.
anyway,
Yeah,
I still stand for my hatred of band members switching instruments.
Yeah, I don't love it. Like, maybe there's a good reason for it. I don't know. But most of the time it's just ego fluffing. Look what I can do.
That's how I take it. It's usually that the bass player wants to be the guitar player.
Yeah, fuck all that. No thanks.
So there needs to be more people like you that like you're a bass player.
I'm a bass player.
Yeah.
The end.
Yeah.
So it's enough. Trust me.
And it was chosen.
You
weren't a guitar player that fell into
bass. You're not a guitar player that you were forced to play bass because they couldn't find a bass player.
The worst of the 3 guitar players who tried out for the band. Yeah, no.
Right.
No, I didn't own a guitar until many, many years after I owned my first bass. And then it was just to noodle around on and have fun. I did get a weird new instrument, though. I'm building a fucking Frankenstein instrument that's like a bass guitar combo. It's like a long scale. I showed it off last week. 30-inch scale baritone that I'm going to set up like a Fender Bass 6, but with an extra like low B string. So it's like a 5-string bass and a guitar all in one unit.
Oh, that reminds me.
No reaction.
No,
cool,
that
dude.
Reminds me. I came up with a phrase. I think I coined it.
Okay.
And it was because of you, Jeff.
Okay. All right.
There was one of I can't remember what episode it was or who you were talking to, but you showed them your pedal board. Right? I commented on the YouTube channel.
Shit! I'll have to go back and find it.
And I don't think you saw it because you would have.
No, YouTube's weird with comments.
The phrase is called reverse Punisher.
Oh.
Reverse Punisher.
Yeah,
like
so
reverse
you know
Pantera.
You know what a Punisher is, right?
Yeah.
A Punisher is someone who comes up after your set or before your set and like
Look through all your gear
look
and
through
shit.
all your pedals and all that kind of stuff. And you did the reverse of that. I want to show you my pedal board.
Yeah.
I did it. There was a reason. I forget who it was. It was someone that I thought would appreciate.
It was somebody that really liked pedals. I don't know who it was, but yeah.
I'll have to go back and find it.
Again, I'm not judging. I'm just pleased that
You can judge.
I feel like I came up with
That's at least
Reverse Punisher.
a new word.
That's our third reverse, right?
That's the third reverse.
Reverse Pantera.
Yeah.
And what's the second one? I can't remember what.
I can't remember what the second one was.
Wait, what's the reverse Pantera?
That's
Pantera.
when like a band that's like really heavy and grungy and fucking scummy turns into like glammy.
Goes like poppy or glam.
Goes poppy and glammy.
Oh yeah.
Sort of like it's the reverse Pantera.
The reverse Pantera. Yeah.
Also known as the reverse Warrant. And
reverse Warrant.
Yeah, there's a few of them that did that. No,
Warrant was reverse Pantera.
Warrant's the other way around.
Yeah. What Alice in Chains was like that a little bit.
A little bit. Yeah. So how are those?
There was that band Face to Face.
Oh, like Face to Face, like the punk band?
Yeah, like the pop punk band.
Oh, I love them.
Like their first record was like some kind of like glam rock thing or whatever. And then they realized like, ooh, we should find a different sound.
Yeah, let's not do that.
That's funny. And then they did 3 great punk records, and then they became an indie band, and then they went back to punk.
Huh.
Yeah.
They put
I'm glad they finally found their place in the world.
They're like 70.
They always had great live shows. I saw them a bunch of times live. They were great.
They were great. I think they opened up for like No Effects or something like that back in the day at the Pompadour, and no one had heard. No one had heard. It was the first time I'd ever seen a band like win over a crowd.
Yeah,
because no one knew who they were, and they just were so fucking rad. Like everyone was like,
all right,
yeah,
I'm in.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
I mean, even Sadie and I went and saw them live once at Bricks when they played, and she came away and she was like, "That was the best show I've ever seen." Sadie doesn't go to a lot of live shows, but still.
Yeah, I know I didn't go and see them a lot at Gilman and Berkeley Square because I didn't go to those shows.
You didn't go to the punk shows?
Yeah.
No.
Just the ska.
No. When's the ska band coming?
Yeah, I'm pleased to say that I did get to like bucket list. Got to play Gilman once.
Yeah.
Oh, you did win. Which band?
The State of the Nation.
Okay.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
They didn't really like us.
No.
Because we're like political indie rock.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we played with Mohinder and a band called Indian Summer. I don't know if you've ever heard of those guys, but
no,
I've heard Mohinder.
So when someone says emo, first thing that comes to most people's head is like My Chemical Romance or The Used or whatever, right? Real emo is
Lesson Time.
And forgive me because this is a fucking thing that I say often. Real emo music is when the bands were actually emotional, like they would cry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like real emotional music, like Rites of Spring.
Rites of Spring.
Like, there's
Blue Tip.
Yeah. No, not even Blue Tip.
Not even Blue Tip.
No, like Navajo Forge, Heroin, Angel Hair. Again, like Indian Summer. Indian Summer was like so fucking emo. They had a little handheld cassette recorder that had a speaker on it, sitting in the middle of the stage, and they would get really, 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 really quiet, and it was like playing like some fucking like Etta James or something, like some I don't know, some whatever,
some old blues.
Yeah, some old blues or like fucking. Anyway, I was just like, wow, that's a move.
Yeah.
Like forcing everyone to be reverent for a second, and like feel the emotions with us.
So they were me when I was 15 trying to meet girls.
Oh yeah, you would have loved it.
Yeah. Reading my poetry to them, and
back when the emo style before swoopy hair, it was like a Spock cut.
Yeah.
And
the
then
short
like
pants.
The
loafers.
What are those pants called?
With socks. Floods.
Floods.
Yeah,
Yeah,
where they're like,
Yeah,
where they're
sweater
like
vests. There were a lot of sweater vests
too
involved.
small, length and size. Yeah.
yeah. It-
And now
I missed out on
our
that.
kids' generation, emo is now goth.
Yeah, emo is now just goth.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Davey.
Yeah. Fuck that guy. Okay, I stole stuff from him. I've already mentioned that before.
Yes.
Oh.
So how's the have you gotten back to recording a lot?
We are working on a split for, I think, Desert Records. Sorry, Brad, if it's not you.
Yeah,
I know
I
it's
think
with-
that's. I think
I know
that's-
it's Brad Fry is
yeah.
the guy, so I don't know
right.
but he works for like Ripple and like a few other things, right?
Gotcha.
So I don't know exactly where it will land, like label wise.
Mm-hmm.
But he does a thing called Legends of the Desert, and it's a 12-inch, and each band gets a side.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's cool.
And so we've written 20 minutes worth of material for that, and we've laid down drums, guitar, and bass. And we were doing that last month and decided to switch over and get ready for the Yob shows because we're playing with Yob and we don't want to embarrass ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't it funny? People, I mean, unless you can live a life where all you have to do is play music when you're a grown up like us, like you got to be like, are we writing or are we practicing to play shows?
Yeah.
Because there isn't enough minutes in the day to do both.
Yeah. So actually, we did that amount, and now we're switching over back to practice because we played the same set 3 times now, and 2 of those were in Salt Lake, and we have a show coming up in May that we want to play
something different,
different material. So we're back on that.
How were the Yob shows? Amazing, I'm sure. I mean, they were
good.
So good in San Francisco.
So good, man. And it was an extra treat. I love Travis, the drummer, but it was a real treat that Dave French was there playing drums with them.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love Dave French. And a super awesome treat that I didn't know was going to happen was Hippie Dave was doing their sound.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You know that guy?
I've heard of him, but I've never met him.
He's been like Neurosis guy for since the beginning.
He's like a band member.
Yeah.
And he's one of my favorite probably my favorite live sound guy ever, because he's like Albini style, like, so he's like whatever, dressed normal during the day, but right before showtime he puts on a fucking jumpsuit, you know, like Albini does. Electric. They all wear like fucking mechanics fucking onesies,
Mechanic
you know?
suits.
Yeah.
They
so
did.
he'll do that, like switch into show mode, you know? And,
Yeah, I think he was doing Sound for Sleep when they played those New Year's Eve shows in San Francisco, and the whole crew did it.
Yeah.
So in front, even the guys working the monitors and everything.
Yeah.
We're all in the zip ups, and it's rad.
They did. At least Damon Kelly did that on the Sleep tour because he was bass teching.
Oh, okay.
For Al, and he would do that. He would put on a fucking jumpsuit for showtime. Yeah.
And I love the audacity of like turning on that NASA broadcast for like 20 minutes. It's just like random space communications, and where everyone's just like, ah, and then you just hear it's like, right, I guess it's on.
It's on.
Yeah, no, they sounded so good. I mean, the whole show was great. Broom was really amazing. Like the place was packed already at 8:00 when Broom started, and it stayed. It just got more packed as the night wore on. So
yeah,
it was a lot of fun. It's good to be doing stuff again.
And how about the old? Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, how about the old Boar's Nest? Are you bands starting to line up bands again?
Yeah,
I bet you've been
in and out of there
for a while.
A little more frequently, maybe.
I said, you've probably been doing.
It's close to normal.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
So, you're normal. Like, I did a doom band the other day. I'll do another doom band next week. In between those, I'll do drunk punks. And
Yeah.
That's fun.
your standard fare.
You a while ago, I wanted to ask you. You posted a photo because it looked like Walter and Sammy were in town, and they met up with Cash and came down and jammed. Was it just jam, or did you actually record anything?
No. In fact, I just sat in the other room and just listened the
just
entire
listened?
time.
Nice.
Yeah. So that Cash is in rival schools,
Right.
with Sam and Walter, and Sammy and Walter went in town to go snowboarding for the weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And they just took the fact that they were going to be in town. Cash booked the studio for the day, and so they could kind of just reconnect. You know what I mean? Because it had been a while since those guys have played together in a room. So, and then Sammy actually came back two or 3 weeks ago. No, 3 or 4 weeks ago, and he's working on a solo record, and had Cash record bass for a bunch of the tracks.
Oh, nice.
And so he came in, and we did do some recording, but not for rival schools. It was for his own thing.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's cool. That's awesome.
That's the fun stuff you get to be involved in.
Were you guys skaters back in the day?
I was.
I absolutely love skateboarding. I was never good at it. It's my one regret in life was that I was never able to skateboard very well.
I did it.
Well,
I wasn't good at it.
It was funny because I got, when Sam sent me the files so we could work on them. When I put them in iTunes, he sent me a couple rough bounces of this is kind of what it's going to sound like, or just so you have an idea of what we're doing. And all of when I put them into iTunes, they were all labeled something like Christian Hosoi and Friends or something like that. And the fucking 13-year-old me got oh, dude, I'm going to be working on a Christian Hosoi record? No.
Shit.
But I asked Sammy about it, and he just said it was a joke title.
It was a joke. Yeah.
I hadn't thought about Christian Hosoi in a long time, but then Tony Hawk was on a podcast that I listened to talking about this new documentary that they have coming out about him, and talked about that period of his life and how crazy it was, because skateboarding was like an outsider sport, and he came in and they treated him like the jock kid and not like the cool outs. And so it was like you were either with Christian or you were with Tony, and the two of them always got along. They didn't have issues.
I do remember that those were the two royalty.
Yeah, it was like the good boy and the bad boy.
Yeah. To the point that he quit. Like, Tony stopped doing competitions because it was just too stressful to have everyone hating him, because he just kept winning the competitions, and he stopped.
He was too wholesome.
Rodney Mullen.
I'm too good.
I'm too good.
How would that be?
It's not fair to everybody.
Well, no, it was and his dad was running the comp, so everybody thought they were rigged. And he had to tell his dad, I can't talk to you while we're here, and his dad got all pissed off. It was fascinating. And then it was Rodney Mullen that talked him back into it. He's just like, "What? Just figure out why you skate, and if you want to do competitions, do them. Don't do them. Don't skate so that you can have friends. You do it because it's in your blood." And he's like, "Oh, okay. I guess I will."
Solid,
no, man,
solid advice.
You can't grow up in the Bay Area in the 80s and not be just surrounded by skating. I mean, Steve Caballero's house was 5 minutes away from our house. He had a ramp in his backyard. It was just everywhere. The skate shops, you might actually see some pros hanging around. So I tried.
To be fair, I was that's why I'm a drummer, is because my friends, I couldn't skateboard. I just didn't have the coordination. I just couldn't figure it out. And I didn't like snowboarding either. Yeah. And so when my friends would go snowboarding, then I would stay home and play
practice.
Drums. So
makes sense. Yeah, no, I mean, I still to this day have a skateboard. I walk by decks and I want to buy a deck, and I go what the fuck are you doing? What are you going to do with it? Put it on and then ride around in the front yard for 5 minutes and then put it away.
Yeah.
You dummy.
I see a skateboard and I'm like, oh, that's a fucking broken wrist right there.
Yeah.
I took my youngest to the school to go skateboarding. I don't know, a couple of years ago, and I remember just ollieing up on the curb, and I like threw my hip out, like just like it hurts.
Can't do
Yeah,
it.
I've thrown my back out roasting vegetables in my kitchen, so I'm out the game.
Yeah. I mean, I just remember like, being with a pack of kids skating, and I'm always at the back, and like they're ollieing up the curbs, and I'm like quietly like going around,
quietly hoping nobody would notice while you pick it up and put it on the curb.
Look, I'm getting emo here. There might be tears.
Might be tears.
But we had this really long circular driveway at that house, and so my house was really popular. Everybody wanted to skate at my house because there was like a good space to do it. So
Yeah.
then I just had to have it rubbed in my face.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
I survived.
Woo. Yeah.
Sorry for your childhood tragedies.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Everybody's got them. So I want to play something that's not a submission, but is music.
Oh, music.
So, do you have any in your lifetime of being in a band? Do you have any good or bad stories about having your van, the tour van, burglarized or stolen at any point?
Probably multiple.
Yeah. I got a couple.
What's a good one?
The two major ones are, I was roadieing for Iceburn back like 92, 93.
Mm-hmm.
And we had played, they had played the Continental in New York City, and it's not a club anymore, but anyway, and their van got broken into. It was parked across the fucking street of the club, but all their equipment got stolen. I remember back in the day when you would have those big fucking folders of CDs, like 250 CDs or whatever.
Yep.
And I had the genius idea of taking my entire CD collection and putting it in there.
Yeah.
All your music
Gone. And then, even sadder as when I get home and I see a huge,
empty
array of empty cases.
All the CD cases on the wall.
The only upside to that is that I could actually see what is missing.
Yeah.
That's the worst part, because I had another one of them stolen years and years later, and I don't remember what was in the fucking thing. So I don't even know. I don't even know what I lost. Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead. Our house.
Anyway, go ahead. You have a burglary.
Our house was burglarized, and they stole my entire CD collection, like senior year of high school, and all my gear.
That's a pivotal time.
I
to not
lost
have
all
music.
the cases. I lost my fucking first edition Blind. I had a lot of good like thrash and Bay Area.
Were you about to say Blind Melon?
No, Blind Illusion.
Oh, okay.
Back in the day when Les Claypool was still in the band, that first record.
Have I ever told you the sad Big Muff story?
No.
Big Muff?
No.
Big
I don't
Muff.
think so.
So I had this Big Muff
Pedal Talk.
that
This is pedal. Okay.
Yeah.
it was a pedal that belonged to Blake from Just to Brazil, Jawbreaker, but
Yeah.
at the time he was Just to Brazil. Apparently they played a show and it malfunctioned or something, and he threw it in the trash. And Jeremy Chatelaine, JD, Jeremy, the bass player of Just to Brazil, took it out of the trash and kept it. Anyway, he shared my studio for like a hot minute. Like he had used my side room as like a writing room or whatever. And when he was moving out, he's like, "Hey man, if you want this, you can have this. If you can fix it, you can keep it." He's like, "I don't know what's wrong with it." And I gave it to a buddy that knows shit, and he looked it over and he's like, "The only thing that was wrong was the battery was dead and the LED light had burned out, right? So you wouldn't know if it was on or what, other than hearing it."
Yeah.
And anyway, this is a fucking mythical Big Muff. I've heard
There are
so
some.
many. Yeah, this was a magical Big Muff, and a buddy of mine is good friends with Juan from Mars Volta.
Oh yeah.
And the bass player, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he has a YouTube channel where he like does shootouts, he like does comparisons of pedals and stuff like that, right? And he claimed to have the most magical big muff in the world, that famous people or whatever, like begging him to like study it and clone it, and like figure out like all this kind of stuff, right? And so he did a video of mine versus his, and he didn't admit it on air, but off air, my buddy said, like, yeah, that one sounds it's a little better than mine. Anyway,
so here I'm going to show you. Here's a Holy Grail Big Muff on Reverb right now for $2,000.
What?
They have made so many variations of this pedal over the years, and they have they get access to different parts at different times. So there's like people know like which factory was it made in, like,
really,
which components like are inside of it.
I did do that research when I had it, just out of curiosity. Can't remember at all now. It didn't look like that though. It looked like literally like it was in World War One, like the
green. Was it one of the green ones?
Yeah, it was the green one, but it was like, it was just like super. It was like, I mean, it looked like that.
Yeah.
And it was the
pie,
the fucking Russian version or whatever.
Yep. Interesting.
But it looked like it had been like a bomb hit it. Like the paint had all chipped off. It was like, it looked super shitty. And anyway, Levi had used it as a backup for a Sub Rosa tour.
Mm-hmm.
And after the tour was over, he gave it back to me at practice, and it was in the front seat of my car, and it was on fucking July 4th, and we were at some buddy's house for July 4th. Yeah, it looked more like that one on the top middle.
Just as I stopped sharing my screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
real shitty one that was there a second ago. Yeah, that one right there.
All beat.
Oh, gotcha.
It looked like that, yeah. Anyway, the long and short of it is it got stolen out of my car. And the thing that pisses me off the most, other than losing like the best sounding muff I've ever heard, was the fact that whoever stole it has no idea what they stole.
Yeah.
Probably not.
It looks super shitty, so they're not going to be able to sell it. And you can't pawn it, and they're not going to use it. And so it's either in the garbage in a dump somewhere, or it's sitting in someone's fucking garage in a box.
Crazy.
That's the saddest part.
All right, so here's a crazy segue. Because it's hilarious that you mentioned Mars Volta. There was a news story yesterday or today about a band from Venezuela they're on tour for like a month.
Oh, I saw
that. Like 50 stops playing South by Southwest.
Yeah.
Went in San Francisco to get a coffee for 5 minutes. They had people sleeping in the van, cleaned out everything. Not their gear. They went after the laptops,
Oh, really?
They're not hauling.
Oh, is this the one that got their green cards and their passports stolen?
All of their fucking visas and green cards. And they're, we don't have diplomatic relations with Venezuela.
Yeah.
So they're like kind of
fucked. Oh, so they're like Tom Hanks in the terminal now. They're just like stuck.
Yeah. You just got to stay in the airport.
Just stay in the van and just keep playing shows
just
forever.
Keep playing shows.
Oh, man. That sucks. Well, that's funny. I can segue. Is there more?
Oh, we're going to listen to them because I haven't heard them.
Oh, okay. Well, I can say, because I didn't actually get to a van break-in story.
Oh, there we go.
I fucking went off on a tangent.
We love tangents.
The last time our van got broken into was Sub Rosa was on tour with Samothrace, and we stopped in Sacramento on our way to San Francisco, and stopped just off the freeway to get a bite to eat. So we went to like wasn't a Denny's, but it was like some family diner kind of place, and our van was parked. We sat at the window on purpose. Our van is parked, and right across the way from us. And we eat and we pay, and we even had the waitress take a picture of us, and that'll come into play in a second. We went out, and the passenger side window was busted out, and they had stolen everything that was like takeable, grabbable on the top layer. So a violin, Rebecca's guitar, the bass player that was filling in, Dave, his bass head, because he used one of
like
those
a little mini,
like a tiny tear, bass tear or whatever.
Oh yeah.
His backpack with all of his clothes, his money, his ID, his medication, all fucking gone, right? And we ended up, and I still regret this because, you know, I like to think that I'm a road dog or whatever, but we made the decision to fucking go home. Yeah, because mostly because of Dave. Like, it was all of his money, and he had fucking medication, you know.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, what are we doing? Like, you know. So that's more important to me than a show. So anyway, I was looking through pictures, and the picture that the woman took of us, the waitress took of us, you can fucking see someone kneeling down next to the rear passenger tire, like just seconds before they broke in. So what I thought is that they were watching us, and as soon as we got up to go pay, that's when they did it. Boom, 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 boom. And I know that because when we called the cops were like, they were there in 2 seconds because they were staking out a fucking Denny's down the street because this has been happening throughout the day.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was like a ring. Like, they were just like fucking hitting places. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, so like go a mile off the freeway and eat, bands.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then just have one.
It took me a while to forgive Sacktown, but
same here.
It's crazy.
We're cool. We're cool now.
There's got to be people that just prey on musicians.
Yeah, or
they know that those vans are filled with very valuable things.
Yeah, they get sold for a fraction of their value most of the time. So anyways, my wife brings this up, and I had read the story, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I didn't listen to them at all. And she's like, oh, and I listened. They're actually pretty good.
I thought you said you didn't listen.
I did. She did.
Oh.
I hadn't listened.
Oh,
but she did, and she said they're pretty good. All I thought of was the Mars Volta.
Oh, really?
So I said we should give these guys a listen, and then we'll tag they have a GoFundMe up, and we'll tag it in the description.
Oh, nice.
And,
yeah, totally.
And shout them out and try and get them some more money for their.
Hopefully, we like it. Just kidding.
If my wife says it sounds kind of like the Mars Volta to me, I'm gonna like it. I mean, enough. I'll pretend.
That really depends. Just quick side note about Mars Volta.
Yeah.
They played. I think it was Henry Rollins when he had a show, and he would have bands on there.
Like one of his stand-ups?
Do you remember that? No, he had.
The Henry Rollins.
Henry Rollins.
Yeah, like a TV show.
Yeah.
Where he would interview people and have a band play or whatever, right? Mars Volta played that once, and I like Mars Volta a lot. I especially love their first record, but it literally sounded like there was like 9 guys on stage all playing completely different songs.
Yeah. Oh, live, you're taking your chances for sure.
Yeah. Like the guy's like he's playing bongos for a second, and then he's up on a keyboard for a second, and then now he's back to bongos, and then over to the thing, and like what's the singer? Cedric, is that the singer?
Yeah, Cedric.
Anyway, the singer is just like doing like fucking kicks, you know, like playing hacky sack with his fucking microphone, you know, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then they just stopped. I'm like, the fuck was that?
Yeah. No, I've definitely seen some live performances. Well, and look, they had to do a lot of work on those vocals in the studio to get them right, and everybody just sort of knew they couldn't actually pull it off live, and you were just lucky if they get kind of close. If they're like in the ballpark, you're like, it's a victory. Yeah. We're not going to get all the way. I mean, just for the rhythm section alone, throughout the lifetime of that band, you know, with Thomas Pridgeon playing now, and I forget the name of the first drummer, but he was fucking incredible.
Oh, we talked about. Last podcast was the famous can't remember who the fuck anybody is.
Yeah,
what his name is.
Yeah.
John Theodore.
That's
John
it.
Theodore. Because we were talking about One Day as a Lion with Zach.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
I was like the Mars Volta guy.
Yeah,
John Theodore.
More proof that we're in a simulation, that we're now talking about this exact same topic again, or that we just haven't done much.
We're just in a loop.
All right.
2 years.
So the band is called Zeta. They are from Venezuela. They're currently on tour. They got lots of shows coming up, so go out and support them if you like them, of course. And they're coming through your town. All their shows are even on Bandcamp here. Look
at that business.
They're busy.
So they were playing Oakland last night, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Or recently, a couple days ago.
So, and it's funny too, because when you just look at the music page, I would think that I was maybe looking at a Mars Volta discography.
Yeah, completely.
So, all right. So let's listen to this. The song is called Todo Bailarlo. Oh, with horns though.
Horns.
I'm in. I would enjoy the shit out of that.
I would love that. I bet that's a great live show.
The intro to that pretty much is exactly what I was trying to describe when Mars Volta was playing on the Henry Rollins show. It smoothed out there like when I got into it, but like there's just like the first couple seconds of it, like that's what I was talking about.
It's
just
chaos.
like everybody's just doing shit.
Yeah.
So see, it does sound like Mars Volta.
So this
Your wife was right.
This record comes out on April 22nd, and go support them. They're touring through like the West and then the Southwest, looks like South by, and then into Florida. Zeta, it sucks. Don't steal fucking people's stuff, I guess. But also
don't steal shit.
But also people are desperate, and especially in places like San Francisco where no one can afford to live. So what do you do? Maybe steal from Target. This is what I steal from big stores, not poor little bands here from Venezuela. All right, well, so that was not a submission, and so I have a real collection of stuff here, and I'm excited about some of it because I think just on cover alone, we got things to talk about.
Ooh,
but I thought this one might be fun as you guys dig back into your own pasts. This is a band called Get Some.
Get Some?
And the album is called And Then You Die. Do you know them?
Do you know them?
Is it GET?
Yes.
Yeah, Get
there's
Some.
There's a band in Denver called Get Some, GIT.
Get Some.
Oh.
These guys are from the Netherlands.
Okay. Yeah.
And we got some
They're
of
a hardcore band.
We got some of that happening.
Oh, he's about to fuck shit up.
Yeah. He's about to
say, "What the fuck is up, Denny's?"
Yeah.
So I don't know what they wanted us to listen to. I don't think there was a song listed. So take a look at that track list and really just run. Ooh. Oh no, actually it was And Then You Die. That's what they want.
And Then You Die. Okay. That's the title track.
2 minutes 28 seconds.
Look at that title track, number 8 on the album.
Yep. Here we go.
Few people laughed. Few people cried. Most people were silent. Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
You put some slap bass in that part, and you're in Oakland in 1994.
Some slap bass.
Just in that part, though, not the rest of it.
At one point in time, this was kind of my jam.
Was it?
Yeah. I mean, at one point in time.
Yeah, I mean that sounds like classic hardcore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. It's like, what? It's like sort of that next, it's where it got a little more metal, right? It's like Integrity, Earth Crisis.
Yeah, but that, I
Like-
mean, that could have gone in a bunch of different directions based on the
Yeah.
first riff. I mean, that could have gone into like Bad Religion,
Yeah.
or some shit. But
Yeah.
But yeah,
yeah,
that
it was
sounds like
definitely
classic hardcore. Yeah.
except all old guys. 'cause
Yeah,
the
old guys.
picture, when the picture, you're not hardcore unless you have a picture of your guitarist jumping up in the air, like 3
yeah.
feet while jamming out a sweet riff.
Yeah.
Like,
I guess. I'll just trust you guys on that one.
the jumping.
The
yeah.
first time I saw someone do the guitar thing, I laughed out loud. I didn't know what it was. I was like, "What the fuck is he doing? Is he having a seizure?" I
Like
literally
the spin the guitar thing.
no.
or
They
what?
No, or
spin
you know,
themselves.
like the
Oh, there's
jumping
like-
where you do like the, and your guitar's up
Yeah,
here
yeah,
and
yeah.
you're over here and you're jumping with your knees are up to your chest.
And the
One
of those?
guitars are like the guitars like start way up here, and I was just like, "What the fuck is going on?" Because I like literally had no exposure to this, and then
That's
ended up in a
That's a classic form over function move.
yeah, for
What-
sure.
How I'm playing is not so important as to how I look when
How
I'm
I look
playing.
while I'm playing.
You know who was
Yeah.
always really good at that move? Sean McClarity.
Fuck you, because that's exactly the person. When you did this,
Yeah.
he was the first thing in my brain.
Yep. Yeah, he was the master
Yeah.
at those sweet jumps.
Yeah.
All right, so now I'm going to give you a look at some album covers, and you're going to tell me what you want to listen to next.
Ooh.
All right, so on this page, just not these 3 down here. We already did those, and then we already
Okay.
did these 2 up here. So you got this one, you got this crazy bullshit here. This, I don't know what that is.
Put on your reading glasses.
Yeah, I can zoom in for you.
No, I can see it.
Okay, good.
Let's see. I'm actually familiar with some of our
Oh, really?
Okay,
um
the timeless one down here. We got. Some,
I'm also familiar with Dark Her because we played shows with them.
Yeah, we just got exposed to her last
Oh,
week.
yeah, we just checked her out last
She's
week.
fucking
she's one of the
incredible.
you guys.
Fucking great.
Yeah, she's
so,
we already
so good. Let's
So we get-
try.
Grieving, Egor Lappo, Desert Clouds, and
Let's try the Naked Lady.
the Bevar Sea.
Naked Lady.
Yeah.
All right.
Bevar Sea.
It's gonna be-
Bevar?
Hold on.
Beaver?
Guesses on how stoner rock it's gonna be. Because usually when you
boy.
got a naked lady like that it's gonna be like Space Jams.
like a
I mean,
Yeah.
the Timeless Zone. Yeah, I would
I
expect.
mean, literally the cover is Space Jams.
yeah, it is.
'Cause
where are
it's
they
got-
Mm.
from?
They are
planets.
from. Oh, this is the twist.
India.
From India.
Oh,
Oh.
Curveball.
That makes me want to say like extreme death metal, but
Not with that.
But that cover, no way.
No, look, he's got bell bottoms on. They
Okay, we're gonna
yeah,
get some
that cover
some
is-
psychedelic.
That's straight psychedelic desert rock right there.
Yep.
Yeah, I think someone has like a space laser, and if you're in a death metal band and they catch you wearing bell bottoms, you just like get evaporated from the sky.
Poof.
Or if not, someone should invent that. All right, okay, yeah. Opening track, 8 minutes and
Oh,
32
is
seconds.
there a shorter one?
Yeah, there is one short one. 5:20. They're like us.
Jeez
5:22.
Louise, guys.
Alpha Nun. Oh, and it's got a video. It's got a video.
Dominant hotels restrained by the league. In the darkness the children grow, mortar and weak. Keep them unwise, modulate their minds. Interrogation
All right, so like Monster Magnet.
Yeah, it's not what I was expecting.
Yeah, it's in the balls.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was. I mean, there's elements of what I was expecting. It's got like some stony groove kind of a thing happening, but it's a lot like harsher and like more like gnarly than
exactly
a usual desert rock like croony kind of thing.
Let's see.
It definitely wasn't the psychedelic desert rock.
Yeah, but I mean, I can see like the stoner band goes, and then we put our like straightforward rock and roll song goes number 2.
Yeah,
after we've wowed you.
Play the intro of the first song.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay,
that's literally a conversation I've had in a
yeah.
when organizing track orders and sets.
I will say I also like, because of the nature of bands that I'm in generally, the idea that someone will skip because that song is like over 8 minutes.
Yeah,
they want to find a shorter song.
Yeah, they just deleted you from Earth.
Yeah,
you never produced any art.
It's like we fought for so long about like fuck the 3-minute radio single length, like, and yeah.
Well,
and
I think
you just fucked us.
Yeah,
because you're the DJ right now.
Yeah, I'm the skipper. Well,
sorry, Bevar Sea.
Here was my thought: the next time we put a record out on streaming, I just want to find out whatever is the minimum listen length to be considered a track, and then just arbitrarily cut the album up into as many tracks as it takes to fill the whole thing, but have no space in between them, and just run it all the way through. And
Iceburn did that.
Yeah,
back in the 90s, their Hephaestus record.
Hephaestus was like that.
They cut it into like random track IDs.
Yeah,
it didn't make any sense. They weren't on like particular movements or sections. It was just like track 2 starts 2 minutes into the song.
Iron I, Iron 2, Iron 3, Iron 4.
Yep.
Well, and this is to fuck with the algorithms. I mean, you look.
This is definitely not to fuck with
a hip hop album. They'll have 30 tracks, minute long, minute and a half. I think a minute and 10 seconds or something like that is the minimum for Spotify. So fucking, why are we making 10-minute songs and putting them on streaming?
Seriously.
You got 40 minutes of music. You got 40 songs.
Has that I can't even remember what it's called now. There's a podcast where like these 3 or 4 guys are going back through the entire Revelation catalog.
Oh yeah.
Have they reached any of your bands yet?
Yeah, State of the Nation did it.
Oh, did they?
Because they were going in order.
Right.
And we were number 44.
Wow.
And so we did it. It was great. It was a good time.
Yeah.
I hadn't talked to Mark in probably 20 years.
Oh, really?
I talked to Rob a little more frequently, but I hadn't talked to Mark in almost 20 years since I lived in LA.
Holy cow, that's crazy!
Wow. Yeah, so that was really sweet. Although
that's awesome.
One funny thing about it though was that the dude was like, both Mark and Rob had reservations because the dude hit me up about it.
Yeah,
and because he didn't have Mark's info and Rob wasn't responding to his emails, and so I asked him about doing it, and they had reservations because they didn't want to spend the entire episode talking about Zach.
Yeah,
basically, and which we spent quite a bit of time talking about Inside Out and Zach and all that. But the funniest thing about that is that a lot of that was like Rob and Mark bringing stuff up.
Oh, really?
Going into conversations. Yeah.
That's funny.
But the one thing that I thought was so funny and weird, and I meant to ask Mark about it, but the dude asked him about the day job, which is tour managing bands like Boys to Men.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like he does like big fucking he used to do like Rancid and No Use for a Name or shit like that or whatever. But I thought that was funny because he asked him about his so you're a tour manager, right? And Mark just goes, I don't want to talk about that.
That's my day job.
I don't want to talk about that.
We don't talk about that.
So this is out on Metal Assault Records, which is Andrew Bansall down in L.A. He books shows and runs the Metal Assault website. Good dude, really good dude.
Yeah.
And he happens to be Indian, so I think he's been prospecting for bands.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
So let's listen to the beginning of the first track. Sorry for the. Hold on one sec.
Okay.
That's going to suck.
What's going to suck?
I accidentally hit stop on the audio recording.
Good job.
It's fine.
Do you remember when?
Oh, no, just
you remember at what we lose?
Just a second ago. Just a couple seconds of their music.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I'll just start it up again here, and then I'll stitch them together. That is actually not the worst thing that could happen.
That sounded a little closer to what I was expecting.
Yeah.
Until the vocals.
There is like a dynamic between the music and the vocals it's
different.
It's different.
They don't.
Yeah.
But I mean, look, I don't know. I don't want to get too cultural on this, but that sounds like kids who grew up with access to whatever music they had access to, and they just sort of listened to all of it and said, "We're going to make a heavy record," and they just just smash it all together.
Yeah.
Well,
to me, as a recording nerd, part of that is the actual like mix of that.
Yeah.
Because his vocals are so up front.
Yeah.
That it's almost like, you know.
Yeah, and we'll give the Zoom caveat there.
Yeah.
Keep in mind we are listening to this over Zoom.
Over Zoom.
And so who knows?
Well, it's like a Lemmy style vocals, but like there was like the gallop in the bass.
It's like we listened to Iron Maiden.
Yeah, it was like
morning.
Iron Maiden. Like, yeah, exactly.
We got the twin leads.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I don't. Yeah. I mean, it's not bad. It's not for me, but you know.
Yeah. See, I hit my space bar, which is how you stop things, but
do that.
Not when the window that's in the front is the DAW.
I have a weird habit at the studio, and it's only bitten me in the ass maybe a handful of times over the years. But I have this weird habit of like resting my hand right next to my keyboard with my thumb hovering over the space bar.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Like while we're recording, like while we're tracking, like, all right, rolling, and then I'll just like put my hand there, and it, as soon as I recognize it, I'll be like, I'll take my hand away. But it's only bitten me in the ass a couple of times where I like twitched or something, like, and hit stop. I'm like, sorry, fuck, my bad,
Yeah. Start over.
God, when
keep your arms and legs inside your chair at all times.
Can you imagine like you're doing a live recording of like a 10-minute song and it's like 9 minutes and 30 seconds in, and they fucking nailed it. They got 30 seconds left, and then you're just like,
yeah,
sorry guys.
It's horrible.
That stuff has happened before.
Yeah. God, I mean, the anxiety of that as a player, I've talked about before, when you're live tracking and like the stress as you get closer to the end, if you haven't fucked up of not.
I remember that recording the State of the Nation records. We recorded them up in Tacoma with Clint from Seaweed, and it was all on 2-inch analog.
Oh shit!
And that was the same thing. Like I would get like this close to the end, and then I'd fuck something up, and like we didn't know anything about like splicing or punching in, or at least not for drums anyway. And yeah, it happened like on 2 of the songs where I'd get like that close to the end and I'd fuck something up, like have to start all the way over.
Yeah, that was our day recording the Deep Purple tribute song, because Eric tracked drums first, and there's like a really burly section like 3/4 of the way through Space Truckin', and it was just like fuck, and it, like when he finally got through it, he screamed. He threw his sticks down, he walked out, and he goes, I'm done. I'll see you guys later.
No, I love the way how far technology has come. I mean, when I make records now, it's like literally like when we recorded this new Otolith stuff for the split, it was just Levi and I in the studio, and he was hitting record for me, and I'd play through a section, and then like come in, stop, and then like cut it all up into what I felt like I wanted it to be, and then I'd go into the next section, and then just like rinse and repeat, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So not like Legos, but like I'll play through a section and I'll vary it enough that I have all of the components of what I want within that BPM or that section feel or whatever, and then just like, so basically I'm just like, you know, in the cooking world, it's called mise en place, right? So it's when you set out all of your ingredients, and then you assemble it, you know. So I was basically doing mise en place drums of just like doing, okay, eventually I'm going to want to fill, and you know, so I'll just do it now, and then I'll put it where I actually want it to be. Yeah.
I mean,
it's like just creating your own personal drum machine.
Yeah.
You're like, I need a cymbal. I need a hi-hat here.
Just making beats, bro. I'm just some beats.
Yeah, or you can get a couple of phrases, and then I mean that was the last thing Eric did in the studio with Billy, is got, you know, a clean hit of every single part of his kit isolated and recorded.
Yeah, those are called end hits.
Yeah.
That's what that Fugazi album called End Hits. That's what that is.
Oh, I never realized that.
Yeah, you go through, and so what I do is I give me a couple good kick hits, snare at different velocities.
Yep.
Flams, little rolls, and then I'll have them do like, all right, kick, both crashes.
Yep.
And let those decay, or I'll do like a crash the ride, then hit the crashes with the kick. You know, it's like ting, boom. Like, so you get that bleed, you know? Or like open hi-hat into the crashes. Or kick, snare, and floor tom, boom, all at the same time. You know, that's so like, because sometimes, you know, like maybe the drummer will have like his fucking headphones like super, super loud, and you'll get like metronome in there. And so I can just paste in a fucking clean, like decayed cymbal hit, you know?
Yep.
Or they're doing a section where drummers got to count the guitar player in to the next section, but there isn't enough time in between the last hit and the next one to have decay of the cymbals, you know? So
yeah, there's a lot of little tricks and secrets.
I tell you what.
Yeah.
I tell you what.
And he also said, like, yeah, it's cool. All that tape stuff is fine, but I'll never go back. Like, fuck it. I'll never not use a DAW. It just makes my life so much easier. I can get so much more done in so much less time that don't waste my time.
If I had a tape machine, I would probably still do it in a similar way. I would record the tape just to actually capture the tone of the tape.
Yeah.
And then dump that into Pro Tools and cut it all up and do all the things that I need to do.
Yeah. Sweet. All right. Where are we?
Where are we?
Yeah. We've listened to a bunch of stuff. Let's look at records.
Should we look at records for a second?
Yeah. Did you buy anything new lately?
I did. You remember when you reached out to me a couple weeks back and asked me if I bought that Germ album? And I said, yeah, I bought that Germ album.
Yeah.
And I said, I can't find my receipt for that Germ album.
Yeah.
Guess what showed up in the mail yesterday?
That Germ album? Yeah. Right on.
So yes.
Ooh, that means I get one too.
You get one too. Look at that business.
You're like Oprah.
So this is the Ripple put out this Germ album. They used to be called Jeremy Irons and the Rat Scale Bastards or something like that.
Well, it's something that spells J-I-R-M.
Yeah, something that spells J-I-R-M. And like I've been a fan for them forever, and then I heard this.
Jeremy Irons the drummer?
I don't know. I mean, Jeremy Irons is an actor. I think that might be why they had to change their name.
there's a guy named Jeremy Irons that.
Oh, really?
I think it's Jeremy.
Here, I'll
something
look it up.
Irons, and he played in Pearl Jam for a minute. And he played in
I don't know about that.
He's like part of that scene.
I think they're Swedish.
Yeah, I think they're Swedish. They've been around for a long time. They were known as Jeremy Irons and the Rat Gang
Malibus. Yeah.
Yeah, they were an old Small Stone band.
Yeah.
A lot of those bands sort of coming back out of the woodwork.
Yeah.
Oh, that band I was talking about earlier that JJ was so nice to me about, Iota. Our records on
Small Stone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a good thing going for a while. They were putting out some good music.
Small Stone was putting out good stuff.
Yeah.
Wasn't that
the first couple Gozu records?
Oh, really?
Yeah, the one with the D'Angelo cover.
I think wasn't one of Taylor's bands the one that he did with those guys from Black Sleep of Kali with Small Stone too. That was with the other Taylor. That was T2, the Abrams.
Is that all you got?
Abrams. Yep. No, I do have one more actually.
Go.
I'll go really quick. This one was one we came across on the podcast that I really liked. It was sort of noisy, idol-esque. It's Boonwell, I think.
Yes.
Which is, I can't remember who the singer was in. The singer was in a local band here. But it's incredible, and this vinyl is so cool. I love this vinyl. I love it when they
nice.
that splatter pattern.
The clear splatters.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like the cover of that Carcass record with all
with the
all
blood,
the surgical instruments.
That's right.
It's Eugene Robinson from Oxbow is singing.
Yeah, that's who it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was really good. I mean, it's totally my jam. It's like noise rock, poetry over noise.
So I got from our trip to San Francisco records that I haven't shown off yet. Hyborian's kind of like a heavier Mastodon from the Midwest. Good dudes, good bands.
I like them.
Yeah, I could see them putting in some work in your studio and making a damn fine record. I wonder if they're still active. Oh my God, we're probably gonna find out about a lot of bands that just
don't aren't around anymore.
Yeah, that don't come back. And then this.
Are you and Cash still doing Done?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
As infrequently as ever, but yeah.
So I talked about this record all year. This is Pupil Slicer. I don't know if you had a chance to listen to this yet. This was like a breakout band last year.
That's a crazy one.
Yeah, English, just complete insanity. I don't even know how to describe it.
They're blowing up too.
Yeah, they are. That's a fantastic record.
Yes.
And last but not least,
what is it?
It is a little Author and Punisher, the new Author and Punisher record.
Oh, nice. I have yet to hear that.
It's really, 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 really good. Really good. And now he's got a guitar player playing live with him.
Oh, nice.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Which that kind of excites me. Like, I like him and I like all his rig and everything, but I also want to hear some familiar tones to kind of mix in with that. So
there's also something about there's like the two-piece. I've always felt like a two-piece, the cardinal rule that you can't break in a two-piece is by adding somebody so it's no longer a two-piece.
Yeah.
That would seem to be the definition of the cardinal rule of a two-piece.
So you can't be a three-piece if you're a two-piece? Is that what you're trying to get at?
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
You did the math.
Yeah.
But like a one-piece is even more. It's like a one-piece. What are you doing, man?
Yeah.
We have found a lot of one pieces on this show in the last 2 years.
Haven't seen any of them live yet, though.
No, I haven't seen any of them live.
It's like Tristan, we believe in you. You can do this.
Yeah.
You don't need a crutch.
That's awesome. You? Any merch?
Got any fun stuff in your garage there to show us, like hats or
Otolith shirts,
weird pictures or signs? Or I always love a garage tour.
How about that little guy?
Oh, what is that?
This looks like was made for me. Like each of my brothers, we all had one based on our personality at the time.
Is that supposed to be you?
Oh,
yeah, that's me. Super creepy. And I played soccer when I was a kid.
Nice.
So.
Okay.
And that's a stencil done by a good friend. And I don't know.
A fridge.
Fridge.
Yeah, what's in?
Oh,
What's
that's
in
a
here?
filing cabinet.
Oh,
What's this? Oh, this is
old
will be
photos.
fun.
oh, old photos. No shit.
Oh, this will be fun. I got some.
Oh, so is this where you work when you're at home? I see the.
No, it's technically like Cindy's office when she. But we it's basically use it for storage. And I use it because she's at home, and so I'm not bugging her while I'm doing podcasting,
doing bullshit like this.
doing
that was
crucial podcasting.
That was the weirdest experience. Actually, we interviewed Melinda from 8 Bells, and she couldn't like get a signal in the room that she had set up, so she just went to her kitchen table, and her partner was just like sitting on the couch in the background watching TV, and every once in a while she'd say something, and he'd turn around and look.
I remember that. There was just like a guy that was just like,
yeah, exactly. You just start laughing at something that we said, or
that was funny. Good times. Oh, I see old pictures.
Here's a weird picture of.
Oh boy.
That I am not in it. Oh, this is
Here's a weird picture of other people.
I feel like
okay. So
is this a dance picture? It is a dance.
Yeah, it's a dance picture, and it's just full of craziness. So that's Cash.
Oh my God.
Oh wow.
That is Jenny. She was a former girlfriend of mine.
I remember Jenny.
Jenny Larson.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is my ex-wife, also with somebody else. And why I have this picture, I have no idea.
You're nowhere to be found.
I'm not in there. Oh, Dawn and Jason.
Oh, is that Dawn and Jason?
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow, that's
my God.
There's a lot to unpack with that picture.
That's crazy. Okay. So that must have been Alta's dance.
For some reason, I have Cash's middle school ID.
Wearing a TSOL shirt.
Of course.
That's awesome.
In it from the beginning.
This is a great picture of my older brother and his, at the time, girlfriend. Oh, there's so much. There's so much in this picture.
Whoa.
There's so much hair.
Whoa.
Okay.
Fuck
The
yeah,
hair,
the shoes.
obviously the hair, like that's what draws your attention, right? But then like matching custom airbrushed fucking Christmas sweaters.
Oh man.
Not knit sweaters, like just like they got a fucking airbrush. Matching acid wash jeans.
And the high tops.
Oh
with the
man.
puffed
Yeah.
out.
Are those the Reebok pumps?
And Reebok pumps. And that is that is not my brother's real hair.
What?
I mean, on top it is, but the one that in back, those are hair extensions.
That's amazing.
He's never gonna watch this, right?
Hair extensions.
No.
Oh, this is. I mean,
wow.
Here's Cash and I on an iceberg tour.
That's crazy.
Wow, those are big pants.
Those are some bangs too.
We both have blonde hair. That was the result of my mom went to night school, and we would all hang out at the house, and we decided to have a bleach party. It was like me, Cash, Matt Mateus, Jeremy Chatelaine, Jim Kimball, and we all decided to bleach our hair and and also ruin all of my mom's towels at the same time.
Yeah, my kids love doing that too.
It's a kid thing.
Yeah, they say, can I bleach my hair or color it? Well, are you going to clean everything up? Yeah. And they like throw the gloves away and leave a giant mess.
Here's a
That's
prom
at the
picture
state
that I
capitol.
am in.
Back it up just a
And-
little
Yeah,
bit
back it
so
up a
it
little
can
bit.
focus. There. Okay, there we go.
And
far
this
left.
girl, what?
No.
This?
Middle? Is that you in the middle?
That's me right front center.
Right,
there.
front center. Okay.
There we go.
And she did not want to go to prom with me,
She is
But
leaning
she-
away.
but she only wanted to because she wanted to hang out with her friends. They were all going.
Oh yeah.
And so she said yes to going with me, much to her chagrin.
Yeah. The old, you have to ask him though. And I don't like him, but you have to ask him because we all got to go together.
What I'm really
There's a picture of my first girlfriend.
oh
Yes.
hell yes, amazing.
She rules.
God,
All right. Anyway.
I thought where I grew up was white, but where I grew up was not truly white, like Salt Lake City.
No, we have the market on that.
The market on that. Yeah, exactly.
Cornered.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway,
That's funny. That's some good merch. Thanks for sharing.
much better than ours. Yeah, we'll have to dig up. You got to have old like prom photos around.
Oh, I just found them all
Yeah.
recently.
Oh, that's right. You were just going through stuff.
Oh man. I actually thought one of those pictures, that first one you held up, I thought I was in that picture.
Oh, really?
When
You
you
were
said I'm not
probably-
in this,
you were
I thought
probably
you were going
just
to say, but
standing
you
off
are.
to the side.
Waiting. I was waiting my turn.
You were in the next. You were in the
Yep.
next group.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny.
Yes, sir.
All right, we have a couple.
Do we have some more music?
Couple more songs we could listen to.
Let's do it.
What the hell?
I like that. I mean, it's the point.
Listening to music. All
Yeah,
right,
if
so
we
I'm
can
just
get
gonna
back there.
pick. So this next one. So
Italian Prague.
no,
No?
I'll say ahead of time. This is a Russian artist. I
Oh.
did my best due diligence to figure out which side of the line this guy's on. I think we're safe.
Think we're safe?
I think we're safe. Yeah. He's mixed and mastered and recorded for bands that we know even.
Oh,
And so
nice.
this is someone who submitted this to
Yeah.
you guys.
Yeah. So they're
Yeah,
aware.
I mean, you got a pretty good idea that they're not fucking,
Yeah.
and he directly submitted. This wasn't like
Oh,
through
okay.
an agency or anything. So he knows what we're
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah.
All right. So his name is Egor Lappo, and I think he's a solo artist. And this album is called Naturalism.
Naturalism.
Yes.
All right.
And the track that comes up first is called Invisible Walls.
Terrified, oh nothing but the days when I used to take us to a place far away. Feels like death is coming your way while all it's about.
They do love some prog in Russia.
Yeah.
We-
There was a lot of influences in there. A
Yeah.
lot of different things going on.
All I could think of was Dream Theater finally winning a Grammy,
Yeah.
which happened this weekend.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's I'm trying to be nice. But,
It's a really well executed not for me. Is what that is.
I think the reason why that you can hear all the influences because it almost sounds like it's like some kind of like Logic or Reaper like pre-pack, like how they have those like
Yeah. Yep.
like pre
Oh, I
like,
see. Yeah.
I want metal drums 23 chorus, it put that in there, and then the guitars were like I don't know, Dream Theater setting on
Yeah.
the fucking
And-
the app or whatever. That's what it sounded like to me. I mean, it certainly was like it sounds exactly like someone who probably recorded that at home.
Yeah, and I think he's
mastering.
so he's got guests from bands that we've listened to.
Yeah, we listened to Mothman and the Thunderbirds.
They're like a East Coast American band.
I think he was a single.
Was he a?
I think he was
a
also like
one-man
a
show?
solo artist.
Yeah, so he's got a decent
Quite a few albums.
number of releases. He definitely has like an aesthetic, and
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I
someone
mean,
will,
you know,
someone
it's
will
not
like that.
it's not like off-putting or anything like that. I
No.
think
No, it's not off-putting.
It's fine, but it sounds like pre-programmed.
Yeah. Well, there's definitely a lot of mentions of mixing and mastering and editing.
All right. I was
yeah.
curious about this one. Then we have a band called Grieving from Poland.
Ooh.
Familiar?
No.
All right, good. Boom. And then this is this song is called "Crippled by the Weight of Powerlessness."
Jeez.
So, say what you're thinking there, guys.
Yeah. Doom. We're gonna get some Doom.
It's gotta be. I don't think there's any.
There's a church on the cover.
Church and some half-dead trees, and
I'm gonna say it's gonna be like real, like kind of like slow, sludgy Doom.
Yeah.
Like emo Doom.
Emo Doom.
I mean,
Where he's
cry.
like he's pouring his heart out. You know what I mean? Like, because he's grieving. You know.
Okay.
The Godless Chapel, a crow funeral, foreboding of a great ruin.
Witch Hunt Eternal.
I just want to send him like a box of chocolates.
Yeah,
Why do we keep saying him though? I think it's like three guys.
Them. It's
It's
like,
always one person's idea.
Who hurt you?
Who? What are we? Are we gonna get some slow doom,
All right,
or are we
let's
gonna
hear
get
it.
like
That's
post
my
metal?
prediction.
Walking through a dying planet, I see war and decay. Lost within the woods of guilt. Am I the beast or the prey? To this selfish world, I gave my best.
That took a turn that I wasn't expecting.
Oh, when he started singing.
Like when he started singing it, like it completely changed.
Yeah, when the music first came in, I was like, that's exactly what I thought it was going to sound like.
Yeah.
And as soon as he started singing, I'm like, nah, that's because I was expecting more like,
Yeah, I think I was too.
Yeah, exactly. I was expecting the.
Well, it has
What are they? Does it say what label they're on?
Interstellar Smoke.
Oh, okay.
Could be Ripple. I mean, it's
I was gonna say this sounds like one of the bands that Blasco would have found for Ripple.
yeah.
Heavier, like a little, not quite as like stonery. Yeah.
But still playing Doom that's got the like blues bass, like the Sabbath based Doom, and not the, because a lot of Doom is to try to like stray away from that and like avoid the pentatonic scale and like all the trappings of the beginnings of Doom.
Yeah.
Because it's like so hard to do something new there. There's just only so much ground you can cover. Those riffs, like when people say all the riffs have already been written, Tony Iommi wrote them, all the good riffs already. They're talking about for this kind of music. There's all kinds of amazing riffs that Tony Iommi has no concept of because he
didn't write
he
all
had
of them.
He had a narrow lane, which was like heavy pentatonic blues, but no, I mean it was I didn't dislike it.
No, I like it.
I love how unrepentant Sleep is about their Iommi worship.
Yeah,
They don't even try to hide it at all. In fact, on the merch table, they have a tip jar or something like that. It says "Praise Iomi."
Yeah.
Our like backstage pass, like lanyard things or whatever, had "Praise Iomi" on the other
Really?
side of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then and you were talking about how they play that NASA thing, but before they play the NASA thing, they play like a good 20-30 minutes of just Sabbath.
Just warm you
John
up.
Hopkins, he did sound for him, had a fucking Sabbath playlist that they would play every night. So
Nice.
it's like I just like that they're like, yeah.
Yeah. So then it's weird to see
It's working for us.
like a generation, or now even maybe 2 generations of bands who are like, yeah, we sound like Sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Circle of life.
Yeah. Well, and then was that band too that we listened to, 10,000 Years?
Yeah.
I think who were also Swedish. That was like
High on
just
Fire.
straight up High on Fire. I mean,
Yeah.
It was a great rendition of High on Fire, but it was just High on
like,
Fire.
We love High on Fire.
Yeah.
What a weird experience to like have your bands worshipped to the point that people are naming their bands and their songs and writing things in like your exact mold.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Grammys, how fucking crazy was that? That fucking High on Fire are Grammy-winning artists. That's
insane.
It's insane.
I'm super proud of them, but you wouldn't fucking bet $1 million. There never in a million years would you think that would be possible.
Yeah, and I was surprised by the Dream Theater thing this year because I thought, okay, there's like the voting bodies kind of like plugged in now. So who's gonna win next? And Gojira and Mastodon were both on.
Deftones,
but then Dream Theater wins. It's like all the like really
I don't know,
old.
for some reason, Dream Theater makes more sense to me to be accepted by the.
It does.
Oh yeah.
The Grammy people or whatever.
And
I think they had
High
to
on
pull
Fire?
back. They had to pull back really far from High on Fire.
Well, it's just so up to who fucking votes that year.
Yeah.
I mean, we know one of our buddy Chris is a Grammy voter.
Yeah.
And they don't any Grammy voter can vote on any category. They just leave it up to you to decide whether you know enough about a given category to vote or not.
Wait, how did that happen? How did Chris?
You just have to have a certain job. You just have to be part. If there's a union, you have to be part of it, and then somebody has to recommend you. So someone has to bring you into the fold.
Interesting. You got to get in on that there, Andy.
You don't want to vote on the Grammys, do you? No.
I don't want. I don't have anything to do with all that.
Yeah. And what's extra funny is I watched both videos of them accepting those awards because they're like early in the day in a different state, like with no audience, and both times the band played them up to an instrumental version of "God Hates a Coward" by Tomahawk.
Yeah,
the chorus
That's
of
right.
"God Hates a Coward" was the walk up music.
Wow.
I was like, somebody in that band is like, I'm gonna make them
someone
play
made a
fucking
move.
Tomahawk.
Yeah.
Well,
Someone's making a statement.
I'm friends with Dwayne Dennison on Facebook, and he posted, "This is the second time people have walked up, and I didn't get a fucking penny or a Grammy or anything."
Best walk up music.
Best walk-up music. Yeah, exactly.
It really is.
That's a very meta award.
Yeah.
they award it at the end of the show. I wonder how many times too, because I noticed, everybody was posting the pictures of the bands on the red carpet and stuff like that in their outfits, and I wonder how many times, because I noticed that Sergio was there and the rest of Deftones were there, but they weren't together. And so I wonder how many times bands have been nominated that sort of split ways and they kind of weren't together anymore, but they were all there for the awards.
Yeah, like one person has to volunteer to not show up. Well, you have to figure Des knew he was leaving High on Fire by the time they.
Yeah, that's true.
But they're still friends. He didn't.
Yeah, but Sergio was on the record that was being nominated. So
Yeah.
I mean that makes sense.
It
to
totally
me.
makes sense.
Yeah.
It's just it's like one of those things I always think about.
There's some bad blood, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit over here. You guys
Yeah,
sit
exactly.
over there.
I either listened to his video or read his explanation. It was kind of heartbreaking to think to get led along as a paid gig the whole time with promises that maybe we're going to cut you in as a full band member, and then they'll just be like, no.
Yeah.
I mean,
he certainly had been in the band long enough he shouldn't still be in the audition phase, after all that time.
I think he was on 3 or 4 records.
Yeah.
Like, it's just crazy.
I do appreciate that when he was in the band, they would do that thing where when they were tour, each person in the band would get to pick, a band to tour with or whatever.
Oh,
and that's the reason why Sergio's the reason why Cult Leader went out with the Deftones.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's really cool.
That's awesome. Yeah. Cult Leader. Every time that name comes up, I just picture Sam tumbling backwards and doing a backflip.
Oh my God, that was such such an epic move, man.
Yeah.
Just
Such an epic
and
move.
just kept playing. Like, it was
Didn't
like,
miss
that was
a beat.
amazing.
Didn't miss a beat.
Holy shit! Oh my God, I'd be dead. That was intense.
Yeah.
Talk about like
technically it was in the Hard Rock Hotel, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on, you guys are fucking dads.
No, I know. That was a good one.
I got it. Oh.
It wasn't
Camping.
It was in a hotel.
it's intense. So, hey, that discussion about, how much nonsense you can get up to on stage and still actually play, like form over function. If you can do a backflip and keep playing and not drop a beat, you're doing something right.
Especially because it was not rehearsed. It wasn't choreographed.
Nope.
It was just in the moment.
Was
Nailed
he
tripped?
Plugged in, or did he have a wireless? Like
he was plugged in.
Fuck,
That's
man.
what he tripped on. He tripped on his cable.
Yeah, he tripped on his cable.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
When we had John from Moontooth on, we had a conversation about like the allowable level of missed notes to like ruckus on stage.
Ruckus.
Like you want to get up to enough that you fuck up a little bit, but there's like some threshold you have to meet.
Yeah.
Because people will forgive a live performance.
If you bring the
bit.
energy, you can fuck up a little bit.
Yeah.
But you can't fuck up if you don't bring the energy.
Well, that's the backflip is bringing the energy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm impressed if a singer does it. My bass weighs like 13 pounds.
Yeah. What is that? Is that a piece of burning wood?
We're about to find out, man.
Looks like
all right, so we'll
glowing ember.
We'll do one more here.
Okay, one more.
Yes.
I love it. I love it.
This is called. The band is called Desert Clouds from London, UK.
Maybe this is where we'll get our stoner rock.
Yeah, whatever. That's like. Oh, there's the person standing on it.
Person standing on the ember.
So it's like dragon scales, or an ember, or an asteroid that's burning on the inside, and then a little tiny.
I mean, it's clearly an alien landscape. I mean,
yeah,
indeed,
clearly,
probably.
I'm a little scared because it's called Plan Exit.
Plan Exit,
which just makes me think of Plandemic and.
Ooh.
But I also get like Plan Exit, like we get it, like Earth is over there in the distance, and then someone planned their exit on the back of a giant space dragon. That's what I'm.
But did they plan the exit from Earth, and that's where they ended up? Because they're looking at Earth, so I feel like they're planning to exit that and go to Earth.
We might have to interview them.
Okay, Desert Clouds.
Looks like they're playing Desert Fest if they're playing at the Black Heart.
Oh, really?
On June 10th in London.
Man, they keep adding bands to the Desert Fest in New York.
Well, a bunch dropped.
That look great.
Yeah, they had a bunch of drop because of visa issues and shit. So
yeah, Maryland Death Fest is like that too. A bunch of bands dropped out from overseas.
Well, and shit.
It's too bad.
I mean, we're gonna have to figure out this next wave because I think in May it's just gonna be all over again. Everybody's got the COVID, so I don't know what to do at this point.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. On that note.
Are we gonna listen to Plan Exit?
Yeah, I mean that's the opener. Let's hear it.
All right. I don't dislike it. It's interesting.
Yeah.
It's got like the vocal style is very like 90s grunge.
Yeah.
It's very like a cross between Lane Staley and Chris Cornell.
A psychedelic grunge band.
Oh, there you go. I love it when we go to describe something and then we read the description. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Then that's they're doing what they say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That was pretty tasty.
Yeah, it was.
It had like some cool. Yeah, it just came out like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I mean, for submissions, that was as like rock radio as I think we've probably ever gotten, especially when they go into the chorus and the harmonies. And it was like, if the song wasn't 7 minutes long, they might get it played on Octane or one of those like Sirius channels.
You just got to do a radio edit.
Again, seems like another band that Blasco would bring to somebody. Or
Yeah, totally.
We've like found a lane in this week's submissions. I kind of want to hear something that's like as far out of that lane as possible. So I picked it. You said you were familiar with it. We are not. So let's end on the sum of R, because I don't think the sum of R
is like that.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Not judging by that cover.
A nicely laid out napkin and some bread and some red wine.
That's not bread. That's the body of Christ. And the red is the wine is his blood.
God, don't get me started. No, you guys aren't weird at all. Everything's totally normal.
Yep.
It's all fine. We'll just pretend like it's all fine.
It's all fine.
I mean, that was my takeaway after the fucking slap. Not that anyone needs me to weigh in on this. Is that immediately he goes and prays with Denzel and Tyler, whatever.
Tyler, the Creator?
No, Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry.
They pray together, and then he comes on and gives this speech that basically said, like, I have so much God in me, I couldn't not do it. Like, we justify this violence because I've been chosen by the Creator to protect people.
I'm a protector.
It was like, really? That's your fucking angle? And then immediately, every like atheist group that I'm in Facebook is like, "What the fuck was that all about?" Like, this is what these people do. It is justify all. In the moment, it was so natural. He didn't even have to like work hard to figure out how to do it, how to invoke that, and fucking excuse himself. And I was just like, "Oh."
I have zero like opinion about what actually happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All about the memes.
Yeah.
All about the memes. The meme game. My two favorite memes are the one where it's like the old timey World War I or a Civil War guy writing, "Dear Penelope, it's been 3 days since the Will Smith meme started, and I don't think that they'll end anytime soon." That's my favorite one. And the other one,
Dear Penelope.
The other one was when Chuck Norris tells a joke about Jada, Will Smith stands up and slaps Jada.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know exactly what I think about any of it. I'm pretty sure you can't just hit people when cameras are rolling.
You can't just hit people.
Well, certainly not.
But there are lots of
Certainly
other
not.
things happening. But no, that immediate like, oh, I did it, and I did it because I'm anointed by God.
That's just ridiculous. Yeah.
Get the fuck out.
There's a whole lot of bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A whole.
Yeah, there was another great one that was like this would have gone differently if it was The Rock presenting the award instead of Chris Rock.
Seriously.
Yeah.
All right, so the sum of R from Bern, Switzerland.
I love Bern.
Bern. I've never been there. I'm sure it's probably a lovely.
I've never been there. I'm joking.
A lovely town.
It's in Switzerland.
All right. This song is called "Sink as I." 8 minutes and 34. Maybe we find a short one.
How about Crown of Diseased?
446, Crown of Disease.
There you go.
This is their boppin' rock track. It's number 2. It's shorter. They're gonna like get us up out of our chairs here. Why would you know about this band, Andy?
They're affiliated with Wasted Space Orchestra and Hex Vessel.
Hex Vessel.
And Marco, I'm friends with him on Facebook, and they're also good friends and collaborators with Oranzi Pazuzu.
Ah,
because Oranzi Pazuzu is they make up part of Wasted Space Orchestra.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So this is like, I was reading this right as she started singing. Originally created in 2008, underwent several states of metamorphosis from atmospheric doom into ritualistic drone rock and dark ambient and experimental music. A new chapter starts here. Goodbye Instrumental Project welcomes some of ours, a trio with a singing spirit like a transmitter to another dimension.
Wow.
I was like, yeah.
Yep.
I'll
Makes
take
sense.
That. Wow, her voice is crazy. I want to hear a little bit more of that.
Is it just her? Just her and a piano?
No, like
No, there's a band.
no, there's a band.
I said,
Okay.
It's a trio.
It said trio, right?
Oh,
there.
it did say trio.
Yeah.
Come on, JD, try to keep up. Come on.
Catch up, buddy.
Sorry, guys.
All right, here we go. Well, the drums are also like,
Yeah, true. I must have not been listening at all. Foreboding.
seriously. Somebody get that to, what's his name, Ari Aster, so he can use them to write the soundtrack for his next weird horror movie that, takes place in a building in the mountains somewhere.
It's really good.
I'm hearing a little bit of Insect Arc, except instead of piano, lap steel, but
Yeah.
just in the atmospheric, kind of synthy, and all
Yeah.
that. And
Weird.
You're not playing with her anymore, are you?
not currently.
No.
She, due to many logistical, things of the way that the world has been, and
Yeah.
she's in Berlin still.
Oh, okay.
And and so we tried to do the remote thing
Yeah.
for a minute, and
For a
also
minute.
this isn't 2020 and into late 2020, early 2021, and I just was not in a really great headspace. I touched on that the last time I was here, and so she basically asked if it was cool if she gets another drummer to do. She found someone that she plays with in Berlin, and so they're currently, because she put out a
Makes it
record
easier.
last year that was just her, just solo stuff, no drums or no drummer, and then she's working with another guy. I can't remember his name. I feel bad about that, but anyway, we'll work in the future. It's just right now it's like I'm here. Otolith is my big priority, and she's over there and wants to keep going full strength, and so we just came up with a mutual arrangement.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah, completely. Are you guys are you going to try to tour a little bit more this summer, or do you have anything planned?
We have our next show is here in Salt Lake with Bleakheart, which is Kelly Schilling from Dreadnought, her other band.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're playing a show with them, and then I can't remember all the dates, but then we're playing Fire in the Mountain. And, and then Monolith on the Mesa. And
Otolith on Monolith on the Mesa.
yeah.
Yeah, that
Oh my God. If there's one thing that I can thank my fucking lucky stars that COVID happened, it's because of Monolith on the Mesa. We were supposed to play in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And we literally only had one song written.
Oh,
it was
shit.
that Bone Dust song that was on the Women of Doom comp.
Yeah.
Like we were, it was like a Field of Dreams kind of a thing. Like, oh, we'll book the show and we'll be ready for it. You know, like, well, if you book it, they will come. You know? And I just thinking back now, like there was no it would have been us doing a Mars Volta on Henry Rollins' show set
And
at Monolith on the Mesa.
And what a beautiful! I want to play that. Just that looks so cool. The
I
photos
know, man. It looks amazing.
Looks
When is that?
That's in.
I'll look it up.
I want to say July,
Hmm.
but I might be mixing that up with the Fire in the Mountain.
Yeah, it's September.
Mm.
September 18th to 22nd.
Yeah.
If people aren't familiar, it's in
Know that
it's in
website.
New Mexico. And it's in this
Taos, New Mexico.
really cool, like outdoor amphitheater that just rocks and cool shit all around. It looks awesome.
No list of bands.
I'm afraid it's gonna pump music at me. There'll be a list. I'll find
They
it.
have announced. They did an announcement recently with some of the bands.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Like Mondo Generator, I think, is playing it. Fuck, I can't remember.
It's a lot of people you would expect. All right, Warhorse, The Obsessed, Mars Red Sky, Red Mesa. I know that one of the dudes in Red Mesa is one of the bookers.
Gotcha. Duel.
Love Gang. So a lot of bands that I'm adjacent to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Brad Fry.
Yeah, it's
is
Brad.
in Red Mesa. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And also Desert Records.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we met him at South by Southwest because we played we played the Stoner Jam that Tom from Duel does.
Oh,
And you
right.
see, if you're listening, paying attention to any of this, you see how this works, right? The guy who's in Duel puts on a festival in, around South by Southwest. The guy in, Taos or whatever, he's also in a band and he plays that festival, and then he runs a festival and Duel gets to play there. So there's a lot of work behind the scenes of, it's not just being a band or being a good band. Sometimes it is, but a lot of times it's like, what else do you do and how do you help everybody else in the scene so that when it's your turn, you get the same help.
Networking, baby. Networking.
And not networking like Kelly whatever, I won't say his last name
Passing
style.
out business cards.
Yeah, not like talking at me for an hour at the show about how we should do some stuff together and how you just went to a conference, and like not that kind of networking. The kind where you like actually help people, like actually put on a concert or help them record or just do fucking something.
A buddy of mine posted on Facebook the other day. Is like, hey man, would anybody be interested in starting a band but not actually doing it? And so my response was, I'm so down.
So down.
Count me in.
Need a drummer
or like
to not drum.
on the flip side, Ryan from Pound, they're just about to leave on tour. Their fucking transmission exploded. So people poured in to help them get their van sorted, but it's not going to be fixed until they already had to leave. So he just posted on Facebook, hey man, I got this van situation. Does anyone in my network willing to drive the van from Seattle to Eugene or wherever they were going to be? And like 50 people are like, oh, I'll do it. I'll totally do it. And that's because
rad.
he's put in so much work for so many other people that he's just got goodwill banked, and people will help out when you need it. So yeah, don't just ask for stuff, do stuff.
Yep.
There you go. There's a grumpy old guy's
Grumpy old bastard.
lecture for the day.
Pull yourself up by your bootstraps and get to work.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Asking
about
for handouts and your participation awards.
that. Oh,
Participation
all right.
trophy.
That's a different grumpy old man. Oh, here you go. Here's a good picture of it, so people can see what it.
Of Monolith on the Mesa.
Yes, Monolith on the Mesa.
Oh, that's cool.
All right, so I'll share this so that people watching on YouTube can see. But yeah, it's just this like weird kind of like stone formation. I don't know.
Is that like, is it a venue in the desert? I didn't realize it looks like it exists, like it's there all the time.
I think it is.
It's not like they just go
Oh,
and
yeah,
set up
no,
out
they
in the
don't-
desert.
It's a
It's
brick
a
and mortar.
performance.
Like it stays there. Like they
Oh.
don't set it up. I mean, they probably like maybe the lights and scaffolding and the PA or whatever, come and go.
Gotcha.
But
Yeah,
the
that
actual
it-
structure is always there.
It's
that at
okay.
like dusk.
Yeah.
Oh
like-
man, there was a picture of it at night.
Yeah.
And with like this fucking like ohms playing and it's like psychedelic lights and shit like that against the fucking desert sky.
Oh, wait, I
It's-
found it.
Is that it?
Yes, I found it. Yeah,
Maybe.
Mad Alchemy did lights for it too.
Yes, yes.
Is that? Oh, okay.
Let me find.
Mad Alchemy.
Yeah, that's the deal. Oh, I'll fuck around all day trying to find pictures.
Monolith on the Mesa, sunset at dawn, in the middle of the Ohm on stage.
I wasn't just about to type that. All right, we'll find this fucking thing. Oh yeah, there you go. Now it's gonna be like, if you want to see this image,
If you
log in.
Taos News.
Fuck you, Taos News. Fruit of the okay.
Where is it?
What kind of underwear
No,
do you wear?
You got to pay for it, dude.
Oh god, news.
No, you
sites.
have to take their survey, and then they'll give you access.
I wear Fruit of the
that-
Loom.
Do you wear Fruit of the Loom
And
and,
Jockey.
Jockey?
Yeah,
God
there you
damn, dude.
go.
Ooh, Calvin Klein,
Okay.
Fruit of the Loom again, some more
and-
Jockey.
Oh my God, I'm so good at
There you
this.
go. There you
This is
go.
great
There's
radio,
something.
guys.
It's
Yeah, right?
fantastic. Go watch it on YouTube.
There's 30-second snippets of cutting forward here.
Yeah. Wow,
That's
wow,
cool.
That will be fun.
Yeah.
I am
Yeah, so
jealous.
I'm excited for that, and especially because now we know songs.
Yeah. It's good to have songs when you're a
Yeah.
band.
It's-
How long
it's
of a set
important.
could you play if you had to whip out your longest Otolith
If you
set?
had to whip out your longest Otolith
If-
set.
Our record is, I think, just about an hour long, and then we have about 20 minutes, like two songs, about 20 minutes for the split that that are written that just haven't been properly recorded yet. So we could do, I don't know, an hour and a half or so. But I don't assume anyone's going to ask us to do that anytime soon.
No, that's a different level.
Yeah.
The longest set I've ever played was when Sub Rosa did our last record at Roadburn in its
Yeah.
entirety.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, think about like those bands, the big bands that'll go out and play for like 2 or 3 hours. That fucking blows my mind.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, who wants to see that? I don't know if I have a band that I love enough to watch for 3 hours.
Well, aren't we doing that in October?
Oh shit, you got me. That'll be a good test.
What
King
band?
Gizzard. King Gizzard is.
They do
playing-
3-hour shows.
Not normally, but on this big tour they're doing, they're playing 2 nights at Red Rocks and 1 night at the Greek, and they're playing these 3-hour marathon shows that I assume they're filming because those are amazing locations to film in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
yeah. I mean, they have the material to do it, but yeah, that'll be a test.
And the opener is playing 2 hours. You can't have an
Yeah.
opener when you play a 3-hour set, right?
Well, and
right?
the Greek,
Right?
the Greek theater doesn't have seats. It's concrete.
Yeah.
Like you just
There's
sit.
some grass.
if you're
There's some
sitting-
very sharply banked grass.
Oh,
You
that
have to like lay to not fall down.
that would have been a great place to see Sub Rosa.
I would have loved that.
You guys ever? What was the biggest venue you guys ever played on your own in the States?
All on our own.
Yeah, like not as part of a festival.
Like a headlining?
Yeah. Like 1,000 cap. It
Man,
probably depends on the city.
not that big.
500.
We did one headlining tour, and we played what was that? What was that venue in Sacramento that shut down with the big fucking flight of stairs?
Blue something?
Oh yeah. That had, where you had to carry your shit upstairs.
Yeah. Chris
I-
Lemos
yeah,
used to work there.
Yep. That was the same tour
yeah.
that you guys played, the Golden Bowl.
And
Was it?
Golden Bowl.
That was a day.
Yep,
I mean,
same
it's
tour.
That's
Same
what
tour.
I'm. It's kind of my point.
I
You
think
guys-
maybe the biggest was maybe the LA show. I can't remember the name of the club, but it was in Glendale, and that was probably the biggest.
Yeah.
You know, like venue or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's like what 6-7 headlining shows. Other than that, we're always out with somebody bigger and somebody
Yeah,
else, and so.
Yeah, that time hadn't. You guys were probably like right on the edge of something bigger in the States.
I mean, biggest venue we played that wasn't a festival was probably with Sleep at any one of their
Anywhere.
shows.
Yeah.
Did I see they announced they're going to play some shows already?
Did they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're playing right around 420.
Oh, makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I always wonder how long it takes for because there's always I know there's always tension between Matt and Al. That's the story, at least. But that at some point you just like it's a lot of money, and it's like they don't have to go on the road and play a bunch of dates. They can just collect on 4 or 5 shows and then hibernate again. It's got to be so tempting. Well, obviously it is because they're doing it. But,
Yeah.
Who's playing drums
And
for
they-
Sleep now?
It's Jason.
it was Jason from Neurosis. the last-
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's why Carl refuses to go see them again, because he said it's just not the same without Chris. He said he just can't. Chris just had a certain like weird groove that it upsets him to see them play with anyone else. But I mean, that's from years of being in a practice room next to them and listening to
Yeah.
it all develop.
I'm the opposite because I'm a super fucking Jason Roeder fanboy.
Oh, he's
so.
amazing. I can enjoy him both ways.
Nothing against Chris at all.
Yeah.
In fact, when we started that tour, I went up to Jason when we were loading in or whatever, and he's setting his drums up, and I walk up to him, I'm like, "Hey, man," and he's like, "Oh, hey, good to meet you." And I'm like, "Look, I'm just gonna get this out of the way now, so I don't have to be fucking weird later. I fucking love you drumming. I've been following you since the early Neurosis days, like, and then when you joined Sleep, I was like, holy shit. Anyway, I fucking love you. I'm a huge fan. And then, so now we can just chill and like everything's cool. And I'll
Everything's
sit there
cool.
and be like,
It's gonna be real weird
I
for about
promise
10
this-
seconds.
this is going to be the weirdest it's going to get
Yeah.
for the rest of the time, but it's going to get real weird for a couple of minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, so bear with me. Just
gotta-
bear with me.
Yeah.
Just got to get it out of my system. Yeah.
Yeah, there are probably people that I would feel compelled to do that with.
Yeah.
Like,
Who?
I don't know. I'd have to put some thought into it. I don't want to say anything
Yeah.
careless,
Did
but
I tell
yeah,
you?
for sure.
Did I tell you our bass player getting clowned by Jason's story?
No.
Oh yeah. Great.
All right. Let's hear it.
Like I always say, I've got like 50 stories, and I just
Yeah.
so I can't remember who I've told the story to. Anyway, we're on the one of the last shows of the Sleep tour. It was our bass player. He was filling in at the time, so it wasn't Levi. It was and he first item that I took issue with him is the show before we went on tour with Sleep. We played with them in Salt Lake, and that led to us doing the tour because they enjoyed playing with us and whatever. But when we were sound checking, he started playing Dragonaut. I'm like, dude, you don't play the headlining band's fucking riffs.
There are rules.
What are you talking about? Like the doors were open, like people were, you know what I mean?
Oh
Anyway,
God, no.
So there's this one of the shows on the tour. He's wearing a Sleep hat, a Sleep shirt, and marijuana pajamas. Like he just had like a bunch, like shit ton of like pot leaves on him or whatever, and then like the pot leaf socks, and then like I don't know, some slippers or whatever. And I'm just like, and I was clowning him about it. I was like, dude, don't. I mean, it's just a little on the nose, man. You know, it's like, you know, Sabrosa, we're not like, we don't try to take ourselves too seriously, but we at least want to like not be a joke. You know? Anyway, before I could even say all of that, because we're loading in, Jason walks by and looks at him, and he looks him up and down. And is like, "Man, you can't do all of that." I mean, pick a lane. Like, you can't do that whole thing.
You get one
at
or
the
two.
same time. Yeah. And it turns out it was this bass player's birthday. And I found out after the show. I was like, "Oh, I wish I would have known. I would have let you wear that outfit
just for your birthday."
Oh. What did he change into? Sometimes you need a little wrist slap like that.
Yeah.
It's tricky.
I think he changed into jeans and took the sleep hat off.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay, that's
okay."
But he left on his pot socks.
That's okay.
And his...
Yeah. It's a decent compromise.
Yeah, decent compromise.
But he only did the Dragonaut thing once, I assume.
Yeah. There was another instance where he was taking pictures of people. You know how I always do that? I always take a picture at the end of the show.
At the end.
He's taking during the fucking like a song.
What?
Like a song where it's like it like mellows out and there's no bass and drums for like a minute or two or whatever. Yeah. He's like taking pictures of people on stage, and I'm just like, that's actually when I was like, we're not trying to take ourselves super seriously, but like at least don't take people out of the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To like telling jokes or whatever in the middle of like a song, you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, it's sort of like if you just like during that part just took the microphone and just farted.
Yeah.
Just like
yeah, exactly.
And everyone's like all into it, and they're just like cracking up.
Yeah, it's like another band I was in. We had to take the mic away from the bass player.
Really?
We would rather there not be the backup vocals that he provided in order to prevent him from having a microphone right there where he can
to talk.
Fucking make quips and jokes in between songs.
Yeah, I'm the only one in my band who will ever even talk.
Yeah.
Troy will mumble occasionally. He's the shyest front man I've ever met.
I mean, to be fair, that's why I don't have a
mic. Yeah.
Because
let me tell you a story.
Wait, I gotta tell you a story about.
While these guys are tuning, let me tell you a story.
Mm-hmm.
And there are bands for whom that's like their whole thing, and it totally works.
Oh yeah,
but,
I mean the banter that Steve does, Steve Brodsky.
Yeah,
it's fucking hilarious, man. It's like watching a stand-up show and a band.
because he's got skills. Like he can do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and they sort of
if you don't have skills, then take the fucking mic away.
Yeah. And they bake that into the band. That like I'm curious to see them with Jeff now, because Jeff is such a like straightforward. You know, his stage persona has never been silly. And so they like do bits, throwing sticks at each other, and they have like whole comedy routines.
Yeah.
So I'm
like the Three Stooges.
I'm fascinated to see Jeff try to integrate into that, or if he'll just be off on the side. Like,
well, I'll bet that is probably one of the reasons why he considered it.
They got a straight man.
Like, no, because like, that sounds like fun.
Oh,
yeah.
That's true.
What's the opposite of brooding?
Yeah. This is true.
But and again, like those guys are so fucking skilled. It's like what we were talking about earlier with stage moves and all that. They can get away with being silly and all that because they fucking rip. You know what I mean? So like, no one's gonna not take them seriously because they're joking around on stage. You know?
Yeah. There was one bit they were doing for a while where the drummer would get up and leave his kit at the end and then throw a stick and it would hit the ride, and the whole thing was it like hit it like in time, but like from halfway across the stage.
That's rad.
And he drilled it. I've seen him probably twice actually pull it off. He's got other like joke. I can't even think of some of the stuff he does, but he does some goofy shit in his playing.
He's hilarious.
Yeah.
And I enjoy humor, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I like Santos more than I like Old Man Gloom, and I love Old Man Gloom.
Santos is hilarious.
But I like Santos's sense of humor like even better than I like the fucking riffs, you know.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
He's a crack up.
I should try and find it, but the legendary, my first hearing Converge and my first exposure to that kind of music was a High on Fire Mastodon Death Clock tour. So Metalocalypse.
Oh, I saw that tour.
Yeah. At San Jose State. I'm scrolling through Facebook, and someone had some random person had posted something about how their first introduction to Converge was at that.
Really?
And they like couldn't believe what they were hearing. It was the most horrible, insane shit they've ever heard. So then I started wondering if the sound guy was fucking with them or something, or if there was something going on, because it just sounded insane.
Yeah.
Like I was just, and someone even said it sounded like there was a bird on stage.
Yeah.
I was like, that's all I could get in my head the whole night was some guy was going caw, caw.
Well, he does get a little squawky once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like them now.
Yeah.
And some of my favorite bands include members of that band, so I've come all the way around.
Yes.
Part of it was like, we're going to see High on Fire and Mastodon, if I'm being totally honest, and that was just like, that's a little jarring. But I like that they like made friends, and they're like, fuck it, no, you're coming on tour with us, and maybe the crowd won't like you, but somebody will, and we don't care. So
yeah.
I would love to see Death Clock again. That was a fucking blast.
They were fucking great.
Yeah,
we were really lucky because we had tickets, I think, through the brewery or something like that. So is it Saltaire, and we had suite tickets that were like basically above the drummer, like looking down on the drummer on stage. And I was just watching Gene Hoglan play. I'm just like, oh my God, that guy is so fucking good. I can't even believe it.
Yeah, I mean,
he's one of those assholes that it just like, it doesn't even look like he's trying.
Yeah.
But he's just fucking slaying. You're just like, he's like, not even moving anything but my fucking fingers.
Yeah. I mean, I was obsessed with that show. I owned the first two records on, would like listen to it in the car. There's so many great songs.
I thought I read somewhere that they were going to tour again.
I think they might be doing like more episodes or something too.
Yeah.
I just, it's such a wild mix of like great comedy and this like parody of a band that we all recognize, and then this like weird global conspiracy shit. Like I mean, I know whose idea it was, but like that for that to be the concept of the show is just like, fuck, man. I miss Adult Swim kind of, because they put money behind some real weird stuff.
It's not around anymore?
No, that was Late Night Comedy Central. Comedy
bummer.
Central doesn't exist.
It doesn't?
No, I think only as like an online thing.
Yeah, I have the app.
Yeah.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah, that show. I mean, I'll listen to Mermaider every day. Anytime I think of it, I'll put it on.
Mermaider.
This is a song about mermaid murder. It's called Mermaider. That slayed me. The first time I saw it in the show, I was just like, I mean, that's it's like the second episode where they're recording in the Marianas Trench. Because they need to.
That's my number one favorite quote. We're going to record on the heaviest place on the planet, the Marianas Trench. Or when they're recording to Pro Tools, but it's too digital, so they figure out how to record to water, because that's the most analog.
To water.
I still always get wrecked by the first episode. He's like, clean up on aisle 6 when they're in the grocery store. And he goes, food libraries? Oh,
this is our new format. We're gonna just start doing. We're gonna watch an episode of Death Clock. We're going to Metalocalypse. Sorry, damn, that's right. The band was Death Clock.
No.
And we're just gonna not tear it apart. We're gonna analyze it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You start your own reaction channel.
Yeah.
Make sure you hit that subscribe button.
Hit that subscribe button.
Hey,
ding ding.
Before you say anything, we actually have videos that are like getting caught in the algorithm.
I know, it's crazy.
Like doing traffic and stuff. So you might see us.
Smash that button.
Because we have never attempted to recruit subscribers, but we have the like traffic and listen time to be a partner, which means if we could just get the subscriber number up, then we're a partner. So
that means
button.
big checks, baby.
No, it means No, because none of these videos can be monetized, but the bands all get money.
Yeah.
Because because if their music is, if it's cataloged, they just get royalties. Not a lot. YouTube royalties are shit, but it's better than nothing.
Exactly.
So do it for the bands.
Do it for the bands.
That's right.
Do it for the bands. All
Sweet.
right. I think
we're all out of words.
I think we are. I'm struggling to find more words. Andy's probably got more stories, but
We've
gotta say,
said all the words.
We've said all the words.
John 5 played all the notes. We said all the words.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the drummer that drummed all the drum beats?
Who is?
Yeah, who's the drummer that just like plays the most excessively ridiculous,
Who's the John 5 of drumming?
Yeah, who's the John 5 of drumming?
I wouldn't know because that would be something I wouldn't listen to.
Yeah. Who just doesn't ever know when to stay out of it and just let other things happen while they don't play all the notes.
I've said that to people before. Like, you don't have to play all of the notes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Not all of them. Exactly. Okay, so we already know who your all-time favorite hometown band is because we did the last time. Is it still Iceburn?
Yeah. That's right.
Okay, okay, still Iceburn. What band should somebody go check out? Like this show ends, they should go listen to an album right now. Is there anything you've been digging lately?
Druids from Des Moines, Iowa.
Fucking great choice.
Yeah.
They've come up a couple times recently. We played with them on the last time I think they toured anywhere outside of, far outside of the Midwest, and they were great. Really good dudes.
Selfishly, I recorded their last record or the newest.
Oh, did you? Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, the one that's up for like pre-sale right now.
Yeah, they just posted a video for one of the tracks.
Oh wow, are they on a label?
Yeah, Pelagic.
Oh yeah,
Pelagic. Yeah, they're on that.
Oh nice.
Yeah, and I saw
That's
when
a great label.
they posted something. One of the first people that commented that everyone should buy this record was Alyssa from Lord Dying.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh nice.
So
yeah,
they caught some people's ears.
All right.
Yeah,
well, apparently
they're
I
really
need to go listen.
They're really cool. They got a really cool sound. Also, their drummer plays in it's not All Out War, but it's something with war in the title. It's a hardcore band.
Like
anyway.
old school hardcore band or a new one?
They're current. Yeah.
Oh, current. Mm.
Yeah.
Yes, Druids. So that is multiple votes for Druids, and I totally agree.
All right.
They were cool as shit. We played at the fucking Caravan with them, and it was like it was a good show. A lot of people showed up. Yeah, it was a free show. We talked about this. You weren't around.
I wasn't around.
You were out of town.
I was gone.
But it was fun.
Is this the right band?
That's them.
Oh, Shadow Work.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I have a couple of the records on vinyl already. I'll have to grab that one too.
Interesting. I'll have to check it out.
All right, Mr. Patterson.
All right,
It's
boys.
been great catching up again.
How are you not
man.
a gym, Mr. Patterson, the gym teacher? How are you not a gym teacher?
Yeah. Mr. Patterson.
Mr. Patterson made us run extra laps.
Because I told you previously, I've thrown on my back roasting vegetables. You
Yeah.
think I'm gonna?
Yeah.
Oh no, I think you misunderstand the gym teacher. My kids have had multiple gym teachers who definitely couldn't even get around the track once.
Yeah, that's true.
And
That's
order
true.
order them around and throw
true.
shit at them.
It's true.
We've had a few of those like young, in shape, super cool, motivated.
Carries around a gallon of water everywhere they go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
had a few of
Well,
those. but
in that case, I'd be a great gym teacher. I'd just be like at the chain smoking and drinking a beer. Like, no, do it again. Go ahead and do it again.
Gotta be healthy. Gotta live a healthy
great.
life.
Oh man, a music video where you're a gym teacher, I think, is something that's going to have to exist at some point in the world, like
With your short shorts.
like a Foo Fighter style storyline.
Totally. The high socks with the stripes.
All right.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Write that down so we don't. forget.
I am not Jeff, not we. I'm going to be back in Salt Lake into June. So let's
rad.
grab a beer.
Well, hit me up. Yep.
Yes, sir.
I don't currently have a plan to go to Salt Lake. Someday.
Someday.
I don't have a problem with it. I just don't have a reason. Other than you, I guess I could go see a festival and hang out.
I mean, yeah, we need to make it out. We need to get you out to Crucial Fest.
Yeah, maybe this is the year.
Yep. It's happening again this year. So
It is.
Yep.
All right, Andy. Well,
All right, boys.
enjoy the rest of your evening.
Yes, take care.
You as well.
And as always, it was lovely. Fantastic stories. I can already see Andy's old pictures going up on YouTube as a nice little. Watch that one get sucked into the feed, and then all those people are like, "Why did you show that picture of me? The fuck is wrong with you?"
God damn it.
Well, other than Cash, I haven't spoken to any of those people for many years.
Many years. All right, man. Catch you later.
Yes.
Right.
Take care.
Peace.
Another great chat with another great chap.
With a legend.
That was horrible.
A chat with a chap. With chaps on.
He
That would have
has
been even
stories.
better. A chat with a chap.
A chat with a chap with chaps on.
Just for Andy to be in chaps is really.
That would be pretty great.
Yeah.
Pretty great. If I played drums, I would only wear chaps.
I would only wear
My brain just short circuited.
my emergency seizure medicine pouch.
Straps. Chaps.
Scott Straps. It's my favorite member of Creed.
Scott Straps.
Yeah. He's the best.
Yeah, he is the best. Oh, Creed.
All right. Well, we have any parting words?
I don't know. Do we? Do we have anything coming up? I don't know.
More
We don't have anything
episodes
coming up. There's more episodes coming up.
Since we do have kind of a little bit of momentum on YouTube, we mentioned this last time. If you watch us there, please subscribe.
Yeah.
Because it really will help drive more traffic to all the videos, which will then get more royalty revenue for all the bands.
And we want these bands to be discovered.
Yeah. And,
some of them
more
already are, but.
Yeah, and more eyeballs on everybody.
Exactly. We're doing this for the bands.
Oh, yeah.
Do it for the bands.
Do it for the bands.
Do it for the bands.
All right, everybody.
This has been
The latest episode.
another episode of Blynd Submyshynz.
So sad. Swallow on top of the microphone.
Thanks for joining us for another week of Blynd Submyshynz. See episode description for the links to all artists discussed in this episode, and visit their sites to support them directly by buying their music and merch. Share links to the podcast with your friends, especially if they're in bands. Bands! If you want us to listen to your music on a future episode, please submit one song to blyndSub@gmail.com. That's BLYND sub@gmail.com. Bandcamp's linked preferred, but not required. Find us on our social media at Blynd Submyshynz. Full video episodes are available on our YouTube. Remember, we go in blind so you don't have to. Blynd Submyshynz.
It's Blynd Submyshynz with Jeff and JD, Jeff and JD, JD and Jeff, JD and Jeff. Blynd Submyshynz with Jeff and JD, Jeff and JD, JD and Jeff, JD and Jeff.